All right, in this video, we're going to talk about how to return to skill when you are training your athlete to stop over supinating. If you haven't already, go back and check out the prior 4 videos that talk about what exactly is over supination, what movements do you need to check out to see if your athlete needs to have more flexibility, mobility, strength, or stability, and what exercises can help correct that, and then into what strength work. In this video, if you don't know me, I'm Laura Turner, and I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I'm a strength coach, and I love to assess movement, and I am a specialist in assessing movement to see what's missing in your movement to help put that back in so that you move better, feel better, and have less pain and can stay active and on the mat for as long as you like. So in this video, we're going to talk about return to skill. Now, I'm assuming you've done the work and you are still building on that. Strength work is ongoing. You need to keep going for the rest of your life. It's really important that we do strength work. None of this is exclusive. You might be able to do some corrective exercises, regain that contact, and then go get into your strength routine or your practice routine. When you're getting back into it, when you're starting to build, let's make sure that we can do things solidly on 2 feet before we progress it to 1 foot. On the ground, making that transition from 2 legs up into a lib, 2 legs out to arabesque, 2 legs up to stretch. Transition of weight shift with good foot contact. Maybe you need to get some orthotics. I don't love orthotics, so I don't tend to recommend them because I think it's important for the foot to move. And I think too much orthotics is going to stop the foot from moving, and that creates bigger problems. But if you can't make that contact, having just that feedback in the shoe to make your foot feel that contact between the big toe might help, and that might help create better stability. So you still can work on the ground towards getting better and not needing the orthotic, but in the short term, it might be easier for you to have something in the shoe. So get checked out. You can see a podiatrist for that if it's an ankle issue. Again, let's make sure that it's driven from the ankle and not driven from the hip before we progress. So once you get your 2 legs to 1 leg solid on the ground, let's go into 2 legs in the air. So start off lower. Start with those preps. Start with a load in position. Make sure that they're landing where their feet are supposed to be, and then they're not driving up and pushing out. If their foot is rolling out, it's going to push the bases apart. And bases can help. They can drive the feet together more, and they can really get under so the flyer's not the only one in control. It's a group stunt, whether it's a partner stunt and co-ed or one man's or a group of 4 that are helping. Everybody has to work together and getting that together. But if your flyer is not able to control their foot, it's going to push them out and it's harder for them to hold. Make sure we can go into 2 feet, and then we can start going prep level, single leg, and then we can raise it up. And that should be the general progression anyways. And we're not going to throw transitional stunts onto a stunt that can't hold a solid position without moving. It's really important that we follow those progressions and that we don't push too fast and that everybody's ready to go. Because when you get the basics down, it will make the advanced sections, the advanced stunts, that much easier, and they'll be less scary in the overall. If you're an adult who has a hard time standing on 1 foot, all of those exercises are going to help you to get more grounded. I have a lot of clients that come in and say, I do my work and I practice standing on 1 foot all the time. And I say, that's great. Why? I think it's an excellent test. But rarely do we have to stand around, unless you're in yoga class or you're a cheerleader up in the air. You don't have to stand around with 1 foot up in the air. We're not looking for you to be completely still. We're looking for minimal sway, allowed to have a little bit of rock. But improving our balance will help you do things like climbing stairs, getting in and out of the bathtub, or climbing over a tree outside. So it is important that we can do that and we can move, and creating that stability and that motion through the ankle, the knee, and the hip can help to make that better. So go back, save those videos, watch them over and over again. Make sure you like them and you subscribe so you don't miss anything further, but save them because that will give you a starting point for your exercise routines and to help assess what you need to do going forward. There's a lot of exercises that you can do to help make that transition into skill easier. You can do things like working on the stunt stand. I don't think you need a special stunt stand. Get a yoga block and work on standing on a yoga block. Get a, because it's an uneven surface and it creates a wobble. Those stunt stands are pretty cool and they're narrow. And I do believe some of them rotate and move. So it'll give you a different challenge. As an adult, have an uneven surface that you can practice on. Get outside and walk on the grass. Get outside and work on getting up and down from the ground within bare feet. It's important to let our feet move. If we just hold them still and we don't allow, and we just put them into a shoebox, we don't create that sensory awareness. We don't create that feedback to go up to our brain and say, hey, we're on an uneven surface and we need to train this. And this is all good for our body. Walking barefoot is an excellent way to train your foot to create better contact. If there's a reason that it's hurting and you're avoiding that pressure on your toe and you're getting, remember in the first video we talked about over supinating, they're doing that because they have pain on the bottom of their foot or they can't get that weight bearing because something is hurting. And let's go figure that out and get in and see your orthopedic and then your physical therapist and make that pain feel better. We shouldn't be pushing through pain. We can train things without pain, but if something's hurting, go get it checked out. It doesn't mean something is direly wrong. It's just some feedback to tell you, let's do something about this and create better mobility. So adults and cheerleaders, you can work on stepping up onto uneven surfaces. You can work on stepping down and doing the opposite. Work on getting up and down from the ground. All of this is going to help into transition for progressing up into stunts. And the more you work on it and the more you challenge it and you change your exercises around, the better you're going to be. Let me know your thoughts. If there's something that you'd like to see next and a breakdown that you'd like to see next, please leave me a comment below. And if you want to learn more about the movement screen and how to track your movement, and because it's not just a single leg stance, that's the only thing. There's a lot of different movements we can look at to see what actually is missing in your body and how do we put that back into it. If you're interested in learning more, you can check out my movement tracker and learn more from information from that there. And I have programs that can help improve your mobility and move you forward so that you keep progressing and that you don't just get stuck doing just the basics. The basics are very important. And if you don't master the basics, the rest is going to be very challenging. We have to learn how to roll over. We have to learn how to crawl. We have to come up onto one knee before we stand and then walk and then run and then fly. All right. Just like a sea turtle, take it one step at a time. Don't give up. Keep plugging forward and look for the ways to build each step as you go. I hope that that was helpful and let me know your thoughts below. And what was your favorite exercise? Love to know that too. So leave me some comments below and I will see you in the next series.